Folks, I need your help. The most subscribers we have picked up on a single video for the month of June so far, 17? 17? Ugh. I know you guys can do better than that. I want to get at least 50 subs off today's video. We're bringing you daily news and rumors, sometimes 2 and 3 videos a day. Live shows each and every Thursday, breaking news, Q&A mailbags. If you love the Kansas City Chiefs, you come to the right place. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. We'll get started with today's show. Big move coming. Could the Kansas City Chiefs make one last major free agent signing? Welcome in to this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report by Chad Sports. Tyler Jones, your fearless leader, here with you. Thanks for hanging out here with us. Coming up on today's show, I got 3 names that the Chiefs could sign before training camp gets here. We'll tell you what those names are in just a matter of moments. Let's begin with our first free agent target here on today's show. We find none other than wide receiver Amari Cooper, most recently with the Buffalo Bills. Prior to that was with the Cleveland Browns, the Dallas Cowboys, the Las Vegas Raiders. Cooper is 31 years old. He had a bit of a down year when he went from Cleveland to Buffalo. The Bills had high expectations for him, thinking he was going to be a difference maker. He didn't really do much for the Buffalo Bills. And the way I look at it, and the possibility of signing Amari Cooper, I'll put it this way for you, folks. It can't hurt. It cannot hurt you to sign Amari Cooper. The receiving core for the Kansas City Chiefs, I think, is much better than what people want to give him credit for. Shrife, to me, looks like a top 10 receiver. Xavier Worthy had a nice finish to his rookie campaign. You brought in a rookie in Jalen Royals. You got good veterans in Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster. It's not like Cooper is going to come in and take things away from your other guys. And think about this. Nobody likes to talk about this, but this is where we tell you what you need to hear, not necessarily what you want to hear. We don't know what is going to happen with Xavier Worthy and with Rashee Rice, if punishments are coming down or not, and how long that they could potentially be. And so with that said, you need to be prepared for all those circumstances. And Amari Cooper, you bring him in, I think you'd be feeling a lot better about the situation that you find yourself in of the great unknown. And then what if an injury happens, whether it's to Worthy, Rice, Hollywood, whoever it may be? Cooper can make that situation feel a lot better for you if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Is he likely going to give you the production we saw in 2022 or in 2023? Probably not, in all honesty. But I think that even if he did something like he did in 2021, that would be fantastic. He's not a number 1 or a number 2 receiver anymore, but I think he can still be a solid number 3 receiver, and I would be more than happy to have him here in Kansas City. Your chance to be the GM here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Should the Chiefs sign Amari Cooper? You got 2 options here. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let me know what you think. S for sign, P for pass. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. Up next, let's find offensive guard Brandon Shrife. Most recently with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's had a very good career, a former Pro Bowl selection. And you look at the offensive guard situation for KC. As of right now, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be depending on Kingsley at the moment to, in all likelihood, be your starting left guard. And I don't know if I am sold on Kingsley being good enough to hold down that spot and get the job done. Now, there are some alternatives within the organization as is. Jalen Moore potentially could move from the left tackle spot to the left guard position. Mike Caliendo is there, and we saw Mike Caliendo outside of the Super Bowl do a pretty decent job, got better week after week when he stepped into that role last year when they put Joe Thuney there. But at least for now, until Kingsley actually does it, in a live regular season game, we just don't know how much Kingsley is going to produce at this juncture. It's a great unknown. Now, it very well could all work itself out. Kingsley could be that guy. Maybe the tackle position wasn't made for him, and he was better off playing the guard spot with the shorter arms. But until we see it, I think it would be wise to consider some alternatives, or at least maybe you bring in Brandon Shrife as a possibility to be a backup and be ready to go if, God forbid, something happens to Kingsley or one of these other guys here. Even at 33 years old, he's not a spring chicken by any stretch of the imagination. His PFF grades last year held their own. 64.7 overall grade. Pass block rate of 74.5. Run block rate of 57.3. But here's what I really like from Shrife, folks. Didn't allow a single sack. Not one. And Patrick Mahomes in 2024 was sacked more than any season prior in his career. And then he also got called for 2 penalties, which that's a number that I can live with. That's great. Only 2 penalties there. So, sound off. What do you think about the idea of Brandon Shrife? You got 2 options here. Type Y for yes, in for no. Chime in the comment section. Tell us what you think. Got a great deal we're offering Chiefs fans right now. We have Nike Chiefs t-shirts on sale with free shipping. Yes, you heard that right. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours today. Folks, it's getting hot outside. It's getting humid. You're going to be wearing t-shirts. You want to support your favorite team. Why not get this shirt? We got all sorts of different sizes, different options available. Go see for yourself now. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours now. And we also have other Chiefs merchandise at that same link for you as well. Chatsports.com/Chiefs Nike to get yours today. Free shipping. Link is in the comments and description of today's video. Check it out. You'll be glad you did. Up next, we find edge rusher Zidarius Smith on our list. The former Lion, also with the Cleveland Browns, among others here. And I know what some of you may be thinking right away. Tyler, aren't we in good shape with guys like what we've seen with George Karlaftis and Charles Omenihu and some of these other kind of unproven commodities like King Felix and now Ashton Gelati and among others here? Well, this is one of my favorite football facts. This is a fact, Jack, okay? You can never have too many pass rushers. Period. End of story. You can never have too many pass rushers. And the edge rusher position, for me, is one that you are in a spot where you want to have as many potential options as you can and be in a position where you can get as creative as possible, prepare for the worst if there's an injury, whatever it may be. And I know that Zidarius Smith has gotten a little bit older now, but the production value is still there for Zidarius Smith. 9 sacks last season between his time in Cleveland and Detroit. 5.5 the year prior to that. 10 sacks in 2022. And then in 2020, he had 12.5 sacks. Zidarius Smith is still a very good football player. And if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, I think you can find use for him in some way, shape, or form. You get him in that rotation. You have more bodies involved. And you want this defense to be able to be elite, right? And we've seen that the Kansas City Chiefs last year, one of their biggest issues was getting after the quarterback. They did not have enough pass rushers. Get Zidarius Smith in there, and then I think you'd be in great shape. Pick one, decide. Would you rather go with Amari Cooper, Brandon Shrife, or Zidarius Smith? Type AC for Amari Cooper. Type BS, not that type of BS, for Brandon Shrife. Type ZS for Zidarius Smith. Let us know in the comment section which one you would choose from. Thanks for joining us here on this edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free. YouTube.com/Chiefs TV. I'm Tyler Jones. Appreciate y'all stopping by. We shall see you next time here on the channel, YouTube.com/Chiefs TV to subscribe now for free. And we'll see you on the other side.